So, as is always the case, for me, the technique is always less important than the orientation. I was watching an interview with a gentleman named Rick Rubin the other day, and he said, the worst thing that an artist or a creator can do is try to manage or control the interest of people who might be interested in their art, trying to control or manage or think, how am I going to get this demographic or that group or this group? And that's really, he was saying that is the opposite of what they should be doing. The goal of the artist, the creator, the prophet, the agent of change, is they reach deeply inside to their lived human experience in all its absolute unique beauty. And they bring it forth with trembling hands in this naive innocence. And they say, this is what it's like for me. And he was comparing it to an act of devotion. And that's so much the way I feel about our practice. You're not trying to fix yourself. You're not trying to make yourself conform to some model or schema or idea of what awakening should be like. And as much as I bang on about virtue, about cultivating goodness, acts of kindness, service, love, there is a shift that happens where one goes from trying to cultivate virtue to cultivating virtuosity. The dance goes from being halting and stuttering to being this open, spontaneous outflow of your very own heart in offering to the world around you. And for most of us, it has to begin with finding a safe place in our own heart, in our own body. This is the perfect place. The cushion, the bench, the chair, the quiet room, under a tree, in your car on your lunch break, wherever it is. You set aside a place and a time and you make it sacred by your intention. And you say, here, I put this moment here. And you open up your hands and you take out your heart and you look at whatever's there. This isn't technique. This isn't doctrine. This isn't brute force. If you like, I invite you to allow your eyes to gently close. When we sit in this way, there's so many ways to formulate it or think about it. It's up to you to find the way that works best for you. One way that I heard that serves me very well is, when I sit like there's nowhere else to go. I sit like there is nothing else to do. I sit like there is no one else to be. To begin, we just notice what it feels like to be you right now. And if you notice any preference, feel free to just let it go in favor of just meeting what is. Having gathered our attention on our experience, and every single one of us is having an absolutely unique, utterly irreplaceable experience. But having taken the time to notice, to be present to what it feels like right now, I invite you in a gentle way to start exploring your experience. And of course, the sound of my voice is just another sound in the room. So you are welcome, of course, to follow your own investigation, but I offer you these kind of simple prompts. You can imagine that they are moving from very solid seeming experiences or points of contact to more and more subtle. None of them being better or worse, but as the mind settles, it allows us to slow down and notice what we might have missed previously. So beginning with any point of contact on the surface of your skin, maybe your feet on the ground, and then maybe even noticing everything happening in your feet and ankles. Temperature, friction, contact, gravity. The way the energy of gravity radiates from whatever place on your body is making contact with the ground, upward, feet and ankles, shins and knees. Perhaps noticing the backs of your thighs, sit bones or buttocks on the cushion or chair or bench. And that solidity, that stability. Remembering Ajahn Chah always saying, all of nature, this whole earth, every tree and plant and animal and your own body is constantly preaching this Dhamma. So explore, what is this stability, this gravity, this all-encompassing embrace telling you about the Dhamma, about the way things are? And coming up from your sit bones and pelvis, the spine arising like a great tall tree. Negotiating and mitigating the powerful pull of gravity. And when we lean too far forward or too far back or left or right, the forces that we have to contend with multiply. But when we find that balance point in perfect alignment, it becomes effortless, natural. shoulders, collarbone, shoulder blades, rib cage, and the arms hanging at the shoulders all the way down to the fingers and hands touching and resting upon your lap. It's like it's creating a circle. And following the line of the spine up through the neck to the skull. Many cultures in the ancient world thought of the dome of the skull like the dome of the sky, the open field of all experience. After all, where is this world that you experience, if not within you? And all the while, the breath flows in and flows out. Offering itself to you like sunrise and sunset. Like tides flowing in and flowing out. Like birth and death. Even though this experience may be deeply calming and therapeutic in its calming, I invite you to remember the view that calm is not the goal. The calm is a window, a lens through which we can view clearly whatever presents itself to be known. So if the calm reveals some clinging or some upset or something unsettled that wants our attention, how wonderful. The calm and stability of your body and breath becomes a beautiful place to meet whatever is unsolved, unresolved in our hearts. I see each one of you within your heart like a calm and beautiful room, receiving all of the visitors coming and going in your precious heart. With no need to turn anyone away or make anyone stay. take your time. You're welcome to stay exactly as you are. Alternately, you'd be welcome to move and shake and look at them. Okay. Wow.